fout wordt het meest gemaakt in de sales?
What's the most frequent error that is being made with sales? Well, the difference between sales and just talking is and not creating a relationship. That's what the problem is, because a lot of sales are transaction based, and then you don't create a rapport, a relationship with your client, and then it's cold and impersonal, and there's only the transaction, and there's no passion, there's no affinity with the client, and the client will tend to go somewhere else then.
En waarom maken ondernemers die fout?
And why do entrepreneurs make that mistake? Well, a lot of entrepreneurs, they have a great product or a great service, and they're so involved with that, but they're so full with that oh yeah, my product, I'm in love with my product. It's so great. So they're just transaction based. With a transaction based sales, they think that's enough. So it's almost like you shove it down someone's throat. But then they forget the value and the power of the relationship, and they think it's safe not to create a new relationship with someone. But it's the opposite. It's unsafe to just have a transaction based sell, because it's short term. It may be once or twice, but it's not long term, and it may not be as successful, even if it's a one-time deal. That it may not be that successful just because of that.
Oké. Hoe kan je je sales verbeteren? Welke stappen moet je nemen?
How can you improve your sales? Well, you move it from transaction based to relationship based, and you create relationships with your clients. Whether it's online, you create a relationship with your client as well. In person, it's always easier and better to do that, of course. And you create a relationship. You fall in love with your customer. You don't fall in love with your product, you fall in love with your customer. So that the customer will feel that it has to be authentic too. It's not talking about falling in love like in a romantic relationship, of course. It's just falling in love in a general, unconditional way with your fellow human. And that's the difference what it will make. If you really can do that from out of your heart, and you will make that sale. That's what all the best salespeople in the world do. And they do, a lot of them do it unconsciously. They have that talent. But you can learn that. Because we are hiding between high-tech, behind high-tech. We are hiding behind our computer screens, hiding behind our LinkedIn and Facebook. And we're hiding, and it's impersonal. People don't pick up the phone anymore, which is something you can never replace relationship-based selling. You can never do that. Because we're still humans, we're social beings. So if we act like social beings and we sell that way, you will be more successful.
Okay, and how can you help entrepreneurs with their sales?
How can I help entrepreneurs with their sales? To make the transformation, helping the transformation from being a transaction-based salesperson, salesman, saleswoman, sales entrepreneur, into someone who is relationship-based. Because if we don't know, how can we know if we don't? So I help you that you are more aware of that, and you start to become more and more aware. And with that awareness about relationships, excuse me, you start to sell more. And that's what I help with. It's a transformation, actually. Because information is useless. Transformation is what it's about.